We don't want to change who you are, regiment what you do. We don't want to mold you into a shape or into a routine. We want to know what suits you.
Welcome to another episode of the Back in My Day podcast, where we focus on navigating the aged care process. This week's guest was Siobhan Roe, who is the Care Assessment Manager from Peninsula Villages. And what a great guest, plenty of tips and advice for those that are going through that care assessment process if they're thinking about putting their loved one into a facility, and talks about some of the common misconceptions and things to look out for. So really good stuff to learn about. I certainly learned a lot, so we hope you enjoyed the episode. Please do like and share if you did. Thanks, Siobhan, for coming on the podcast. Great to have you as a guest.
Thank you for having me.
You're the Care Assessment Manager here at Peninsula Villages?
Yes.
Yeah, awesome. So I was going to jump into some questions,
if
that's okay. So can you share more about your role and what it involves?
Yes, so when people are interested in applying to come into care, sometimes they're just toe in the water. What would I have to do? Would this be a nice place? Usually we try and ask the family if they've had an aged care assessment done. That is a tool that gives them permission to be funded for respite care or permanent care. So once we have that piece of paper, we can proceed with a genuine consideration for placement within our facility. Then I look at what the information that is provided, and it helps us categorize the care that that person will need, because we have three houses at Peninsula Villages. So we have Palmer House, which is for lower care persons who are mostly cognitively well, still independently mobile, plus or minus a walker, and can do a fair bit of their own personal care. So they're persons who are just needing that little bit extra. We do all the food and the washing. Then there's the next persons who can't actually manage all of that without one physical assist. And then there are persons who need even more care than that. So I determine if we can look after them appropriately in the beds that we've got. And that's what I do. And then I interview the families and or the resident. We try and interview the residents as much as possible. Sometimes I actually go up to the hospitals and I'll meet the resident if they're not well enough to come to us, and I'll assess that we are definitely able to allocate them a bed where they're going to receive the best care possible.
Right. So do you do many every week? How sort of constant are you doing assessments?
So we get on average about 6 applicants a day, and I review all of them. Some people were not able to help. We don't have the facilities for them. And we're a community-based organisation, so we try and prioritise people from the peninsula as much as possible, because that was the whole vision behind building these buildings, to help the local community right down here. So we assess at least 25 to 30 people a week, and we probably admit on average 3 to 4 people a week.
Wow, so you're kept very busy then?
Very busy, big turnover, yeah.
Okay, awesome. Can you explain the care assessment process for families?
When they have the care assessment done, they're probably going to set out about having a look around different villages and different facilities, and that's a very good idea. And I recommend that you at least go to 3 or 4 places, have a good look around, trust your gut, what you see, what you hear, what you smell, and what you feel. And if it all feels good, then that's probably a good spot for you. Look at how the residents are treated. Look at how they're presented, and how much time and interest the people who are meeting you and greeting you have in you. That will give you a fair indication of what's lying ahead.
Yeah, okay. And is there a lot of options on the coast?
There are a lot of options on the coast. Down on the peninsula, we've got 3 facilities, so that's quite good. Battle Bay has multiple facilities. Erina has multiple facilities. There's a couple at West Gosford, and then so there's probably about 15 to 18 aged care facilities on the coast.
Yeah, but it's best to get active, get around
Get
to a few
active
of them
and
get a real feel for it.
And think about getting to visit your people as well. So geographically is a good point.
Yeah. What are common misconceptions about aged care assessments?
Oh, it's a prison. Yeah, that once I'm in here, I'll never get out again. That's totally untrue. You have free access to leave every day. If you have the capacity to hop in a taxi and go to town, you're welcome to do that. You're allowed 52 annual leave days a year that are fully funded, so your bed is secure. You can go on holidays with your family, go on vacation, go on a cruise. We have that a lot. You can have day leave. That it's institutionalized, that it's horrible, that you would be over-drugged and over-medicated. Legislation has changed that, fantastic. It's never, ever been a better time to come into aged care. It's so safe. It's all about the individual now. It's their choice, their culture, their religion, their idiosyncrasies, their sexual orientation. We consider everything. We don't want to change who you are, regiment what you do. We don't want to mold you into a shape or into a routine. We want to know what suits you, what's going to make you the most happy, what's going to make you unhappy. And we try and do all of that for you.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Yeah.
So still a fair bit of stigma out there, but it's
fair
changed.
Bit of stigma, but it is changing. We've got the baby boomers now who know everything, so that's fantastic. And they're usually the people navigating from mum and dad to come into care at the minute.
Yeah. Right, okay. Awesome, thank you. How can families ensure their loved ones' needs are prioritised?
Well, that's going to be very obvious as soon as you come to visit mum, that she's happy, she's eating, she's sleeping, that she's participating in activities, and they're going to tell you quickety stick that this is happening or this is not happening. We do an 8-day review when you come in here. We ring family and let them know how everybody's settling in. Then we do that again on day 28. And then we have what we call a partner and care review, and we do that every 3 months. And that's done with the care team, the physiotherapist, the nurse practitioner, the RN in charge, and the care staff. And we relate that all back to the families.
So there's a lot there for them.
There's a lot there, and we review all the time. So as soon as there's a care need or a change in condition, a whole new assessment is redone. Right. So we monitor all your nutrition, your mobility, your pain, your emotional wellness, your skin, because we have mandatory reporting that we have to do now to the government. So we monitor weight loss, we monitor skin and skin conditions, we monitor people's medications, so high-end medications like psychotropic medication. That was always a fear as well from your previous question, that mum will be drugged, over-medicated. There is consent forms for that, there is monitoring for that.
Really strict on that.
Very, very, very strict, and we have to keep a register and we have to report that to the government. Yeah,
well, so again, a bit of stigma there that families might think they put their loved one into a home and they won't know what's really happening, but obviously the complete opposite, they know everything.
Open, clear, honest, transparent, frequent communication.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, awesome. Brilliant. Last one for you. How often should care plans be reviewed and updated? We sort of just touched on that.
Well, we do them initially when you come in, so then they're reviewed again, as I said, usually around day 28, because it takes a couple of weeks to settle in. So we need to get a fair view of what's happening. If you come to Peninsula Villages, you'll be seen by a physiotherapist the day you arrive or the morning after you arrive, and the mobility is very important. We want to make sure that you're the safest you can be. So our physio assesses how you get in and out of bed, in and out of the chair, on and off the toilet, the level of equipment and assistance that you need, and how far you can go. And then a care plan is done straight away. So all staff coming to meet this new person know exactly what is required. So they're not guessing. And then when there's a change in the resident, if they go to hospital, when they come back, we start all over again and review the areas of need. So if you had a fall, we might check your mobility again. If you went in for some GIT problem, we'll check your nutrition and your weight. And so we change in line with what the person's needs is. But legislatively, we do them every 3 months.
Right, awesome. That's been great. Thanks so much for coming on for a quick chat, and yeah, there's some really good tips of advice.
Yeah,
there. I
so
think it really helped people's minds
just
at ease.
reach out, ask. The nursing home should always have time for you, and if they don't give you the time, you probably don't want to go
It's not the right
there.
place for them.
Yeah, that's
exactly.
right.
Awesome.
Okay.
Thanks so much.